In Jammu and Kashmir, our reporters have tried to reach every corner to give you a sense of what the destruction is like and what the floods have brought with them. Exclusive interactions, sordid survivor tales, the valor of our men and women in uniform and the plight of families still looking out for their loved ones.
After the massive deluge, it's despair that's setting in Jammu and Kashmir, the extent of which as unfathomable as the destruction in the valley.
Right behind us in downtown Srinagar, a Mi-17 helicopter of the Indian Air Force evacuating people who are stuck on top of that building. They've been stuck there for at least 4 days without food, without water. Where we are, it looks as if the Jhelum has flooded the entire city. All of it resembles one big river, and the water currents are very fast, so much so that it is very difficult to be able to swim in these areas. These are the Mi-17 helicopters that are now evacuating people from areas where the NDRF has not been able to reach. The level of anger, the level of desperation, the level of frustration amongst these people rising as these people have been very lucky. They've been rescued, but there are several who are still stuck on other buildings, still waiting to be evacuated.
Right now we are on the road which is called the bypass. This is one of the arterial roads that comes from the Srinagar airport and into Srinagar city. In fact, if you go south down this road, you will hit the national highway towards Jammu and also towards southern Kashmir. Now, the scenes that we have seen on this road as we've gone along are absolutely terrifying. If my camera person can show, Prashant can show the shots, there are cars that are completely submerged. I in fact was in this area about a week back when the same area, if you can see these trees here, there are at least about 40 to 50 feet high and completely half of them submerged.
Srinagar continues to be the worst hit. Thousands remain trapped without food, without water, without their belongings, despite rescue efforts on a war footing. Hapless victims desperate for help. Even as headlines today's reporters aid in securing lives.
Trying to put in as many hands was given relief material. You can see people standing there, standing on cars, piled up with relief material, and water and biscuits are being provided. As you see that there is a road, and on the road the cars are standing, trying to save their lives. And there is just put in some biscuits and people are huddling together, running towards whatever food packets are being thrown at them.
As the army reach for the rescue 4 days on, in this locality of Jawahar Nagar, they are faced with a dilemma.
This is a dramatic, heart-rending scene where the Indian Army boats have reached out to people who've remained stuck inside their homes for days on end. For these people, the presence of the Indian Army, the presence of these boats has meant basically the difference between life and a certain death. As you're seeing on your screens, it isn't easy to make a decision on whom to take on board the boat and whom to not. But very often, calculations have to be made and ensured that the women, children and the elderly are rescued out first.
Thousands rendered homeless trying to gather whatever little is left after the flood fury.
This is how the tragedy of this flood has struck the people on living on the banks of Dal Lake. When the Dal Lake is flooded, people had to move out of their houses, taking whatsoever refuge that they could with the help of these boats. They came towards the banks of the Dal Lake, towards the upper reaches, and now have set up small little tents here and giving some sort of refuge to them.
Amid all the despair, the army has come up with a rather innovative way to connect to the people of Jammu to their loved ones.
We are in a village called Rakh Makwal on the Indo-Pakistan border in the Jammu region, and this village also faced the brunt of the floods which devastated this entire region recently. And you can see innovation which has been put forth by a local battalion of the Indian Army, which has converted a truck into a mobile charging vehicle. It is using a generator to provide power points through which the villagers of this village can charge their mobile phones.
With Rahul Kanwal, Mahrukh Inayat, Maushmi Singh, Jugal Purohit, Shuja ul Haq and Manaman Singh Cheena in Jammu and Kashmir. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.